Hi guys, it is week 2 of our vision board project. We are in quarter 4. So far, for starters, so I don't forget to tell you, 20 of you have turned in your schedules for quarter 4, which means 20 of you have been permitted to move on to this quarter's assignments. So please get those turned in. Go to the modules section of Canvas and submit those as soon as you can. I hope that all of you are having a good week. I didn't see very many of you in Zoom on Tuesday, but a lot of you, or a few of you, were taking the remote certification test, which is so awesome. 2 of you passed, 2 of you failed. I am proud of all of you. Adib and Danae, you did great. You guys they both failed the very first time they took the test. So I think sometimes failing is just a part of life, right? So you have to fail, so you can try again and then pass, and it's going to feel that much better. So I am super proud of you guys for making the time and doing it and committing to it. I've scheduled 2 more upcoming dates, which we'll talk about when I start to go through the announcement for this week. But I just really wanted to start with a shout out to those guys because that really made my week, and I'm so proud of you. So moving on, we are going to take a look at the modules for this week and this week's announcement. I know some of you guys said that having a video last week helped, so I'm going to do my best effort to give you a video every week to explain things. All right, so let's jump into it. Okay, so this week's announcement, we are May 4th to May 8th, and we are going to be talking about what matters to you. As you know, we started vision boards last week, so this is week 2 of that project. Last week you chose what format you were going to present your project in, so that could have been a video, it could have been a website, it could have been a digital poster using Canva, or it could have been on paper. You could also submit that you wanted to do something else. I did approve one other student to use Google Slides, so just make sure you're communicating with me so that I know what format to expect when your first draft is due. Right now, though, we're not making drafts. Right now, we are just kind of digging into the details and the basics of finding what your vision is and what you want your vision board to look like. So this week, that means talking about values and goals. Values and goals. What are they? Why do they matter? We're going to go through a couple of different things individually in our modules, which I will jump into real quick so you can see what those look like. But as you can see, you know which modules are due this week because it has a header that says week 2, and it says what matters to you, and it has the dates. You will see that you need to go through each one of these pages that I've listed out here, and then you have your 1 graded assignment. Your 1 graded assignment this week is going to be different than last week's. It's going to take a little bit more time and effort, but not that much more. We're just kind of doing brainstorming. So let's take a look really quick. Actually, let's go through this whole announcement and then we'll kind of jump into the modules. So as I said before, huge shout out to Adib for passing. He got a 754 in Microsoft Word, which I told you guys was harder than PowerPoint, so that is super cool. Danae got an 815 in PowerPoint. That is out of 1,000, so they are killing it. They're going to get certificates. I'm working on the process of printing those. Let's see. So I scheduled new test dates for us. So you can sign up. You need to sign up. There is a sign up button here. Please click it. Scroll down the page once you click, and you're just going to fill out the form. I have 5 slots available on May 19th at 12 and 9 slots available on the 26th at 12. And those are, you can take them in PowerPoint. You can take them in Word. It's the real test. So you can get your real certification. Ismail, you signed up, didn't show. Where were you? As many of you guys as want to can do this, and I will keep building out test dates to make sure that you guys can keep testing. And if you fail, we'll just test again. This is a special year, so we have less students testing, so we have more room for error, which is great for us because that means you can try and fail and try again and just get the hang of it. And I think there's a lot of you who can pass, so I hope you take up that opportunity. Now, general updates that came out, most of you probably know report cards are going to be online for Q3, so I believe they're getting posted. I'm recording this on Thursday, so I think they're getting posted tomorrow on the 1st. So by the time you're seeing this video, those should be live so you can see your report cards. They're not going to be being mailed home. If you are in need of a Chromebook, a charger, or your Chromebook's not working, your parents need to fill out this Google form. The link is here. There are also 2 free learning opportunities that I wanted to share with you guys that got emailed out this week. One is a partnership with Nova, and you can get a jump start if you're 11th or 12th grade on college credits. Super cool. So check that out if you're not overwhelmed by the amount of work you have, because technically you're in school already. So school on top of school could be a lot, but it's an option. And there's also a tutoring resource for those of you who guys need help. It's free and it's 24 hours a day, so you can do it at midnight. That is listed right here. You can go to those when you check the announcement and take a look and see if they are something that might be a good fit for you. Seniors, you know, we are looking for ways to support you. And one of the ways we're going to do that is a documentary film, and we really want all of you guys to participate and to submit to be part of it. So I put all the details in here so you can take a look at this and fill out this form. It needs to be done by 12 p.m. on Monday, the 4th. So I hope you already did it, actually, because I'm just realizing this got sent out a little late. So that's it for this week's announcement. But what I want to do is walk you through the modules a little bit. So let's jump into that. I'm going to come in here. Now, quickly, just as a refresher, or if you missed last week, please watch this video if you missed last week, because that is the same thing I'm doing right now, but this explains the whole quarter. So please make sure you've seen that. How Q4 will work is basically the announcement from last week that went in detail how the class is going to run. Zoom classes and office hours. We're Zooming, guys, on Tuesdays at 12 p.m. and on Thursdays by appointment only. And those are going to start at 12 p.m. You can sign up for those. In this last video, I showed you exactly how to sign up. So just please take advantage of that. I had 3 office hour appointments today, which was nice, and it's good to connect with you guys one-on-one. So let's see, completing your vision board. Oh, this is the project that 20 people have submitted. 20. I have 120 of you, so 100 of you have not done the prerequisite to start this quarter's work. So please flag that and take care of it. It's super easy. You're just making a schedule, templates provided and everything. So anyway, vision board, week 1. This is what we did last week. We picked your format. You should have taken this quick little quiz here. We can preview it because I have a weird teacher view. All you had to do was select one of these formats for your project and submit it so that I knew what you were going to work on. Now, if we go back, we are going to start looking at week 2, what matters to you. So we're going to talk about values, which is basically what are things you value, what matters to you. We're going to talk about setting goals. How do you get what you want out of life? What's the point of a goal? A goal is to accomplish something, and that is how you can get what you want out of life, right? And then I have this little short animated film, which I think really illustrates kind of how values and goals work together. It's award-winning and it's super cute, but it's basically, I'm not going to show it to you in this video. You're going to watch it on your own time. It's 6 minutes long, but it's a girl who is trying to figure out a problem that she has, and she's problem solving, so I highly recommend it. And then finally, you will have your week 2 grade, which is your values and goals brainstorm. So before we look at this, let's jump into the first part of what matters to you, which are values. So in times of stress, such as these, it's important to remember why you're doing what you do. What's motivating you? How do you remember what's really important in your life? What makes you happy? What brings you joy? What are your values? So we're going to do a quick little activity, and this you can do on any piece of paper. Grab a notebook, grab, I don't know, a receipt, write on the back of it. Who cares? Just write down some ideas. So the first ideas you're going to write down are everything you can think of that makes you happy. So if I was thinking of a list of things, I could say Katie, my puppy. I could say my beautiful apartment. I could say seeing my family. I could say my friends, anything that makes you happy. And this is specific to you. These are not, you're not naming the things I named. You're naming things that make you happy. So once you have that list, as many things as you can possibly list. So I'm guessing you're going to cover most of the paper. I'd say you'd have at least 20 ideas there, maybe 15 if you're struggling, but I'd like to see quite a few. So then you're going to go on to step 2 and you're going to take a look. You're just going to look at all these words here. And I want you to just write down the ones that look most important to you. Maybe you think about 10 or 15 of these words and you kind of just go through and say like what calls you, you know. One that is very important to me is creativity and curiosity. Those are huge, right? I also really like openness. I think, let's see, I think trustworthiness is really important. But this is going to be, again, this is about you. These are, I want you to read these words and say what resonates with me, what feels like me, what are the things that make me happy on this list. And it's not about what you think other people would say or what you think your friends would want you to say. Who cares? This is about you. This is your vision board. You are choosing 10 or 15 words off this list that are calling out to you. Okay? So that's values. We are going to go back into the module and let's take a look at setting goals. Okay? Goals, super important. How do you achieve anything? You probably had a goal. So for this week's assignment, you're going to be thinking about 5 long-term goals and 5 short-term goals, just to give you an idea. And in this assignment, I'm kind of going to break down a long-term, or in this module, a long-term and short-term goal. And, you know, the difference is pretty simple, okay? Short-term goal, it means short-term. So maybe it's something you want to accomplish next month or this year, okay? So shorter time frame. Long-term goal might take you, let's say 5 years. Maybe it's 10 years. Maybe you want to get a PhD. That's, you know, that's a big goal that will take you a long time. So you're going to have 2 different types of goals. You're going to have short-term and long-term. So ones that are going to happen this year and ones that are going to happen down the road in life. So what should your goals be? Now, when I list examples on this page, I'm listing school stuff just because we're all in school, so it relates to all of us. I'm using that just so that you can understand the examples. Your goals don't have to be academic, okay? That's not important. What's important is that your goals are specific to you and that they are actual things that you would like to accomplish. They're your life goals. It's your dreams. And I read this earlier today and I really liked it, but a goal without a plan is just a wish. So, you know, you can have a lot of wishes in life, but until you start planning and setting up mechanisms to allow you to reach your goals, they are just wishes, okay? Because work, I mean, it takes effort. It takes effort to achieve things, okay? It took effort for me to go to college. It took effort for me to go to grad school. It took effort for me to get the job to teach you, okay? It took a lot of years of experience and learning to have this job, as an example. So how can I turn my wish into a goal? there is something called SMART goals, okay? These are used in business environments, right? My first job, I had to learn all about SMART goals, and I thought it was the most boring, tedious, mundane thing I've ever had to do. And to a degree, you know, I still feel that way, but there is merit to it because with SMART goals, you're able to dig really deep and you look at a goal from multiple angles. Okay, so let's just take a quick peek at this. So SMART goals stands for strategic, measurable, attainable, relevant, time bound. So strategic is basically like being specific. What is the goal that you're trying to accomplish? Measurable means how will you know what the outcome is? How will you know that you've achieved your goal? Maybe it's getting an A in this class, right? So your goal, your strategy, what you're trying to accomplish is an A in this class, and you will know when you get your quarter 4 report card what your grade is. Is it attainable? Okay. What have you done or what can you do to put in place to make sure that that goal actually happens? How will you actually be able to achieve it? So if we're talking about going to college, that might mean um, filling out an application. It might mean studying for 4 years. It might mean picking a major. Okay, so there's a lot of different ways to look at a goal and to dig deeper when you're thinking about a goal. Now, relevant. Is your goal relevant? Does it align with whatever you're actually trying to accomplish? Does it, if you want to be a doctor, is going to veterinary school relevant? Are you wanting to work with animals or are you wanting to work with patients? Does it make sense? And then time bound or timeliness, it depends on the breakdown you're looking at, just basically means how long is it going to take to achieve the goal? So that's kind of where we're talking about the short term and long term. Now, as I say here, there's a lot of words on this page. So to summarize, you're going to watch this quick little animated video and it's going to explain this to you better than I can. But I will leave you with saying, in terms of goals, remember you're going to be coming up with 10, 5 short term, 5 for this year, 5 for down the road, okay? Any goals you want. Don't stress out about the SMART goals. I just want you to have that information because I think it'll help your brain process your goals, just to be kind of aware about how much goes into a goal, right? But we're starting with the basics this week. So don't stress too hard. Just think 5 long term, 5 short term, okay? Read these words, watch this video. Easy, easy. Now, going back, like I mentioned, you are going to jump in and watch this little animated film, which I'm not going to jump into right now. And after you watch that film, which I just think it's a really sweet little tie-in to how perseverance and goals and values, what matters to you, how all of those things kind of work together and can push you through really hard times. Okay, so like resiliency is a word that basically means just that. It just means how do you bounce back? And I think having your values and goals in line is how we all bounce back. So I just want you guys to take a look at that. And I know I got some big anime fans. So values and goals brainstorm is your week 2 grade. So let me just adjust my screen here a little bit. Okay, so you are going to, actually, let me jump into preview. Okay, this is not letting me show you the whole screen, so that's okay. We're just gonna go with it. Okay. There we go. Okay, so real quick, up at the top, just like last week, I'm using a quiz format, so you've got your submit button up here, okay? Now, this is your week 2 grade. You're going to complete this quiz to help you brainstorm your vision board, values, and goals. Now, real quick, there are 1, 2, 3 major questions, okay? So let's go over them. The first question is about your long-term goals. Kind of explains what long-term goals are. I'm asking you to write down 5 of them. You're going to number each goal and write 1 sentence about your goal. Be as specific as you can. Include when, where, how, why, who for each goal. So, example, to go to college at VCU and study art education is an example. And then you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other ones. You can come in here and you can type the number 1 and start writing, or since we're technology class, let's learn how to do it the right way. So we could say, let's say VCU study art education. And I'm going to get a little more specific because that's what I want you to do. And live in the dorms with my best friend, Lisa, which is actually a true thing that happened to me. Now, I told you I wanted it numbered, right? So come up here. This is just like in Microsoft Word. Use your numbered list, okay? Then hit enter. It makes it easy for you. And go on to your goal 2, goal, goal, goal. Okay? That's it. You got your 5 long-term goals. So these are goals that are going to take you longer than the year ahead of us. And then you're going to come to question 2. Same thing, but with your short-term goals. So you're going to come in here. You can click your numbered list button. You can say, what are my short-term goals? I would like to personally move into a house with a yard for Katie and have a fence that she cannot wiggle through. Now I'm mentioning that because it's very hard to contain my dog. She's very small. She can get through a lot of small spaces. But this is something I would like to accomplish. We're cutting it a little close because technically my lease is up in May of next year. So, but this is a short-term goal, right? In the next year, that's something I want. Goal number 2, I would like to throw a Zoom party to celebrate all your hard work in CIS this year. True story. I really am going to throw a Zoom party in our last week of class. Anyway, you'll just keep going on. Goal, goal, goal. Nope, we don't need 6. We only need 5, so that's great. Moving on to question 3. Now, this is where you could grab that piece of paper you were brainstorming your values on, and that could come in handy here. So you're going to see, I want to see the things that are most important to you. Now, I gave you that values list, which I'm also posting here so you have it to refresh your mind. But if you have a piece of paper, that's even easier. You can just write down the things, the top 10 things that you came up with, because the answers don't have to be from this list. The only thing I would suggest when you're thinking about values is that you're thinking about, it's like a 1 or 2 word item. So we could come down here and we could say 1, creativity. 2, now see how I'm having to type that? It's just not smart. So let's just make it a numbered list. Numbered list, and we know we need to go up to 10. So, oh, I'm having a hard time. Let me look at that paper that I wrote down, okay? Oh, there's another idea. I think that wisdom is one of my values. I think curiosity is one of my values. And you're just going to keep going until you have 10 values, okay? Now, like I said, if you're stuck, you come up here, you look at these words, and you just look for the words that speak to you, okay? That's all. Super, super simple. Now, once you have it, you are going to come to the bottom. You are going to hit submit. You will not be able to change your answers after this. Are you ready to submit? Do you have 5 long-term goals listed with detail? Do you have 5 short-term goals listed with detail? Do you have 10 words or values written down? Are they all numbered lists? Yes, then submit. And it's going to tell you that it requires me to look at your grades, which is good because I'm your teacher and I can do that. And also, that's interesting that it tells you how long it took, but it will reiterate your answers so you can see those, which is going to be helpful for next week when we use these goals and values to reflect on week 3. So that is done. I'm going to exit the preview. We are going to change the format. Let's go like this. Okay, so that's it. That's your week. If you did not do last week, you do need to go in order. So go back, go through each of the modules. It should not take you that long. I'm working very hard at making sure that the amount of work you need to do in my class is achievable and that it's fun and interesting and that it's going to teach you about yourself, because right now I think we're all learning a lot about ourselves. So I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in Zoom on Tuesday at noon, as always, and I hope you have a great week, and I will see you on Tuesday. I'm going to go on a walk with my dog now. Bye.